going on, everybody? How you doing? Tonight we're going to put the iLife ShineBOT w450 to clean my dining room and kitchen area. It's the first time I've actually sent this out to clean, and hopefully it does a really good job. I tested the ShineBOT w400 and I had a lot of trouble with that. I wasn't very happy with that one overall. So hopefully this updated version does a really good job. This one is a camera, so it should do a lot better job cleaning because it knows where it's been and it knows where it needs to go. So let me show you the area it's going to clean and a little bit of a mess I threw down. So I squirted a little bit of ketchup in various spots. It is not dry, it's wet, so I should have no trouble cleaning it. I just did that to see how well it's going to suck it up, one, and if it's going to get the whole area, and how well it's going to do, because it does have a squeegee behind it, and it should suck this up with no trouble whatsoever. So there's quite a few spots with just a little shot of ketchup, along with just an everyday dirt and grime on the floors. These floors are pretty hard to see dirt, but it's another reason why I threw down the ketchup, because it's easy to see. But a pretty good size area to do. And then the bathroom. Alright, so I set this guy to do a double clean and then one dry. So this will go out and clean twice, and it'll go and just use the squeegee to suck up any extra water that's left. So let's go ahead and send it out.
Start auto cleaning.
Hopefully this guy does a good job. I think it will. Hopefully it doesn't slip. That's one thing that the W400 did. It slipped like crazy, and it really just wouldn't work for me. So I just switched it to strong water usage. So I think that would do a better job cleaning if there's a lot of water. There's a little bit of cleaner in the water that came with the robot. And as you can see, this one gives you a little map as it goes, just to show you that it's done the entire room. You can't really do anything with the map. You can't tell it to go clean a certain spot. Which is kind of a shame. I kind of thought that's the way they were going, but it's not, unfortunately. Let's see if this is putting down any water yet, and it definitely is. Another cool thing about this model, you can set the speed of almost anything it does. So you can tell the brush roll to spin at 100%, which currently it is, and you can even tell the robot how slow for it to drive. So you can do 0% all the way up to 100. I have it at 50% right now. So obviously the lower number, the slower it's going to go. It's going to move very slowly, probably like that. And then, you know, it's going to do a better job because it's going over the debris a little bit slower. 100% is probably too quick, unless you just want a quick clean that's just kind of like the surface filth, like dust and stuff. I think this guy's going to do a pretty good job. So just for the sake of this video, I'm going to squirt a little line of ketchup in front of it, and we'll see if it leaves any of it behind. No, none at all. That's pretty cool. So as you can see, the rotating brush and the squeegee does a really good job with any type of material that's thick like that. Or if your kids spill, like say, a bottle of apple juice, this thing can go over it with no issues and mop it right up. So that's one plus for this compared to a lot of the other robot vacuums, because a lot of the other ones just have a pad, and the pad's going to saturate, and then all the dirt that it's pushing around is just going to kind of spread throughout your room rather than clean it. So this guy is already doing a much better job than the W400 did. Alright, I'm going to let this clean for a little while, and then we'll check its progress in about 15 minutes or so. And hopefully this does a really good job. Gone. Pretty cool. Once again, all the other mopping robots with the pad, that would have just got soaked into the pad, and it would have stayed on the pad the entire cleaning run. This is getting sucked up into the dirty water tank. It does get on the brush roll at first, but it puts down so much water that eventually it'll dilute it to where that ketchup won't even be on the brush roll anymore. So far this is impressing me. It's doing a really good job. It looks like it's going along pretty quickly. And I think these floors are going to look really good. We'll look at how dirty the water is after it's done as well. So I'm going to let this go and we will check up on it in about 15-20 minutes. Alright everybody, we're about 20 minutes in or so, and I must say, I like what I see so far. The floors are looking pretty nice. Nice and clean so far. They are still wet. This is supposed to come back and do a drying session. And so far, everywhere it's gone, the ketchup is gone. So that's pretty cool. I mean, you can just see how much water this guy puts down. And with that rotating brush, this thing should be doing a very good job. So definitely impressed. Like I said, I did that W400 and I hated it, but they really did some improvements on this guy, and I give them props for that for sure. So I'm going to let this go ahead and finish up, and we will see how well it does. Alright, so it's not quite done yet, but the tank ran out of water. That's one negative if you use the strong mode for water. Now I have to refill this. You can tell it's out of water because the machine will start clicking. Now I wish instead of just clicking, it would actually stop and tell you that it's out of water, but it did not do that. As you can see, it's pretty nasty under there. But that's okay because it all goes into the water tank eventually. So let's go ahead and empty this tank and see how nasty it is already. Ooh, man. That is super filled. My floors weren't that dirty, were they? I am surprised at that. Wow. That was filthy. This thing might do a really good job cleaning. Now I'm going to refill the tank, start it back up, and we'll see the progress. Alright, got the tank back filled up, and so it's going to continue cleaning. Looks like it got up, see how it's clicking there? That's because it's pumping water back through it. It'll do that for like the first few seconds of when you refill it, or it'll make that noise when it's empty. I believe it got up all the ketchup spots. Yeah, so that's good. So I went back into the app and turned off the drying segment, and I also switched to just one cleaning. This is a pretty large area, so I definitely wanted to be able to get this area twice with one charge. Also the drying portion, by the time it would have got back to the area, it's already dry, so that's kind of pointless to do that as well. Now another negative on this guy is it will not fit underneath your baseboards or cabinets here. A little bit too tall, so we'll not be able to clean under that. So what do you guys think so far? Doing a pretty good job. This is light years better than the W400. Alright guys, so literally after I filled that up and it ran for maybe another minute, it just drove over here and it was done. So it almost had enough water to finish this job on strong, which is really good. Another thing I'd like to point out is the battery life is very good. It ran for about an hour and it still has 2 out of the 3 bars. So battery life is great. Not sure why the map shows not being complete, but we watched it. It went to the other side of the table. So I'm not sure why it's showing that. But I'd say overall, very good job. Maybe these floors were a lot dirtier than I thought. One thing I am noticing, walking on them, they're sticky. So that's kind of a problem. I don't like that. They're quite sticky. Not everywhere, but just certain spots. But as far as the ketchup I put down, I don't see any whatsoever. But it is sticky. So that's kind of a negative. Soon, hopefully soon, I'll be reviewing some more mopping robots on a different flooring. I hate this flooring with a passion. And I don't know why, I've been slacking on replacing it. But yeah, this floor is terrible for these tests, and it's ugly. But anyways, what do you guys think? I think it did, overall, a pretty dang good job. I'm happy with it. For $350, I honestly can't think of a better mopping robot than this one. Can you guys? Because any of the robot vacuums that have a mop, even the ones that force the water onto the pad, unless they vibrate and move, they're definitely not doing as good as this guy. Plus, with all that ketchup I had down there, all that ketchup would have been stuck on the pad and would have just spread around even more, and it probably would be even stickier than this. So I'd say for $350 or less, this is probably the best mopping robot you can buy. And if you like this video at all, please smash that like button. Consider subscribing, leave a comment, and have yourselves an awesome day. See ya.